MLGO stock has come under significant selling pressure, down 14.67% in the regular session of yesterday, the 14th of April 2025. Stock indeed has tried. It has tried indeed, going from the lows of 2.07 as of March the 21st, and printing the highs of around 34.21, and has still maintained double-digit prices over the course of close to 1 month now. Usually, this is not usually the case with the stock. By now it should have come back to the lows from which it started. So we have been able to print some facts about the stock as things stand right now, and also come up with a few projections, a few probabilities, in the next couple of weeks. What this is, but potentially what could happen. So this is going to be a review of what is currently happening and what we expect might happen. So, very well, as things stand right now, it is trading below all of its short-term moving averages, short and intermediate moving averages on its 4-hour chart. The 4-hour chart, we're using the 4-hour chart because, in as much as it is a small window, but the data constantly is constantly updated. It doesn't the data doesn't stop updating. Unlike the daily chart. The daily chart, it stops updating when the market closes and begins to update when the market opens. So that's why we are using it. Okay. So let's see now. Our market structure, the prices at support level of around $11.47. Next supports are 10.98, 10.49, and then 10.05. 10.05 is the sort of level where it's actually indicating that maybe you should begin to, maybe, if anything, if you're bold enough, you should maybe consider buying. But at the same time, you have to be skeptical about that as well. Okay, so resistance levels 12.35, 12.84, and 13.33. And then projections, we have for its 10 period moving average, but we have a projection of around 14.05, which suggests a 21% upside potential. For the 21 period moving average, 16.62 dollars projection. It's suggesting a 43% upside potential. For the 40 period, it's 18.01, which suggests a 55% upside potential. And then for the 200 period, it's 7.49, which suggests a 35% downside risk. So as things stand right now, going by what we're looking at right now, you can see all of these short and intermediate moving averages. This is all the short and intermediate moving averages. They are pointing downwards, but they still have higher prices. They still have higher prices. The implication of that is that it's even though they are projecting weakness, but at the same time they are also still uh, indicating upside potentials. For the 10 period, it's 21% upside potential. For the 21 period, it's 43% upside potential. For the 40 period, it's a 55% upside potential. And then for the 200 period, it's a downward risk potential. So momentum and trend analysis. Okay. The all of the short and intermediate price pressure momentums, that is the indicators that measure the angle of attacks of the moving averages. All the short and intermediate ones are all negative, indicating negative momentum is prevailing. But at the same time as well, the second derivative of the 40 period moving averages momentum indicator is positive, which suggests that the momentum is gradually slowing down. Okay, but for the 200 period moving average, it's positive, and all of its derivatives are equally positive. It's indicating that long term uptrend is still very much intact. You can clearly see that here. The 200 period moving average still sloping bullishly upwards, which suggests that the upward trend is still intact. Just a fact that you know already. You can clearly see that there as well. So probability assessment, short-term assessment, 1 to 3 days. So there's a 65% probability of continued decline to $10.98. and the 25% probability of stabilizing between 11.47 and 12.35, which is around within where, okay, it's yeah, within the sort of range that it's currently trading at right now. So the probability that it will remain in the sort of range that it is trading at right now is 25%. The probability that it will rebound towards 12.35 is 10%, not very high. I think we all understand that we should. I think it wouldn't come as a shock that there's only a 10% probability of it rebounding further. Trying to retest high highs. You know, we I think most watchers wouldn't be surprised about that or wouldn't be disappointed about that. I want to believe that some might be expecting it to pull back a bit more so that they will to levels where they'll be comfortable, to see if they can get in again. So in the medium term, which is between 1 to 2 weeks, there's a 45% probability of consolidating between 10.98 and 12.35. 30% probability of recovery towards 14.05. Okay. And then 25% probability of continued decline towards 10.49. So long term projections, long term probabilities, that is 2 weeks plus. So 55% probability of recovery towards 16.62, 25% probability of sideways consolidation between 11 and $13, 20% probability of deeper correction towards 7.49. Okay. So, key observations, and the stock is experiencing significant selling pressure, but approaching support. Long term trend remains positive despite a short term weakness. Okay. The divergence between the short term negative momentum and positive long term indicators suggest a potential recovery opportunity after the current correction stabilizes. Yeah. So that's pretty much what's projected and what's going on right now. So this is it for our chart. We don't have any projections here. The only projection currently in place is 12.24, but we know very well that we had projections ourselves, 6 projections that it's much of them printed, apart from 2 of them. So we're still maintaining those projections. We have just in case, it's still a low float stock, and anything could happen. Anything can happen. So we're maintaining those projections. 16.55, 19.03, 22.67, 25.55, 29.72, $34 all the way towards 48.81. So don't count on these projections. Don't count on these projections. Even the projections we have here, even these probabilities we have here, they could all suddenly change, and then the whole thesis is all wrong. So all of these are subject to change because we could come today and we see a spike in the price of the stock. So have a look and just know what you're doing with MLGO. And be really careful. Be really careful, and I'll continue to update you. Thank you very much for watching this video.